to stop what you're doing and listen.
Hello and welcome to episode 72. I am MOSH. And have you ever burped while brushing your teeth? Because I did. And what a wild experience it was. You feel the cool freshness of the toothpaste and then the hot warm breath of the burp. It's just like a collision of emotions. Like I got emotional after that. It's like having icy hot in your mouth. Not that I would really know, and I don't recommend it. So let's just jump right into gaming. Sony did a state of play dedicated solely to Ghost of Tsushima. I did not do a watch along. Not sure why, because I've done one for I think just about every state of play. I think I just got busy editing with the Final Fantasy thing, so I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I'm going to give you details. Sony and Sucker Punch have finally revealed more about Ghost of Tsushima, the upcoming PS4 exclusive, which tells the story of Jin Sakai during the first Mongol invasion. What do the infamous and Sly Cooper developers have in store for us? Use the guiding wind to navigate the open world. Picking spots on Ghost of Tsushima's menu map will lead to an in-game wind appearing as you play. Players can then follow those winds to that location. So yeah, there's no like navigation marker or anything. You just follow the wind, and then if you lose the wind or something, you can call in another gust of wind and then follow the leaves and branches and grass and all that to your objective or location. Players have a horse that they can call as needed. It is unclear when this is unlocked in the game. Bamboo and yew wood can be picked as a resource in the environment. Locations include Kashine Hills, Yagata Forest, and Farmstead. A Mongol-controlled farm is shown with objectives like rescuing hostages. In the new demo, the protagonist, Jin Sakai, comes across a person by a campfire who warns him of spirits in the forest. Jin can stop and investigate points of interest like abandoned homes. Foxes will guide Jin to shrines around the island of Tsushima, at which Jin can honor those shrines. Doing so earns you upgrades. After you discover a key spot, you can then fast travel there. Jin can challenge enemies to a standoff. Combat shown near a shipyard shows Jin using only a single slice to fell each enemy. I noticed that too. I'll put a link to this whole state of play in the description. It's about 18 minutes long if you want to watch it. Players can parry enemies, and doing so at the last possible moment will open them up to attacks. Change combat stances to inflict the most damage on enemies. The same shipyard combat sequence is shown as a stealthy option. Jin uses distractions to silently sneak up on enemies. Distractions include firecrackers, which Jin can use to lure enemies out of hiding and assassinate them. If quick enough, Jin can assassinate multiple enemies before being spotted. Smoke bombs can be used to avoid attacks and evade enemies who spot Jin. Kunai can be used for quick kills. The Mongols will learn to fear the ghost and may even attempt to flee Jin's stealthier actions, which players can use to their advantage. Jin's grappling hook can be used to swing across gaps or climb up ledges. An environmental attack is shown as Jin uses the Mongols' own weapons as an explosive, destroying their cache and eventually decimating the shipyard. Jin can be customized with various armor, which gives different mechanical advantages. It's not just cosmetic. Players will discover charms that give Jin different benefits. Players can choose the techniques with skill points they wish to give Jin and customize his attack strategy depending on their playstyle. Ghost of Tsushima's photo mode allows players to control the wind and its spend in a photo or video. They show that off in the state of play. It's actually pretty cool. You can take some really cool photos. Songs from the score can also be chosen. The particle effects can be changed out to let players choose different scenes. Players can collect flowers to change the color of armor. A Japanese voice track can be chosen before players even begin the adventure. A black and white film grain mode can be turned on from the beginning of the game to emulate classic samurai films. Pretty sure they said that they recommend that you play with the Japanese voice track and then you just read the English subtitles. But if you want the English, you can have that. Ghost of Tsushima has a release date of July 17th. Available on PlayStation 4. So like I said, I will put a link to this state of play in the description. It goes over the world, the environment, normal combat, stealthy combat, customization. And visually, the game just looks really, really good. Especially when he's just riding his horse. Like, oh my god. It was funny reading some of the comments on the video. Just the comparisons to like Assassin's Creed. Someone said, this is more Assassin's Creed than Assassin's Creed. And someone else was like, this is the Assassin's Creed I didn't know I needed. Hopefully it's good. I mean, it looks good. But looks aren't everything. But it's nice to see Sucker Punch back. I mean, I can't even remember the last game they released. Was it Infamous 2? No. It couldn't be Infamous 2. They had to release something since then. Oh yeah. I had to look it up. Infamous Second Son. That was their last. I forgot about Second Son. Nice. Good going. But that game came out in 2014, so they've been away for 6 years. A lot of time and love has been put into Ghost of Tsushima, so hopefully it pays off for them. Alright, let's move on to the Culling. I don't even want to talk about this game because it is terrible. So it's a battle royale game. It existed back in like 2017 and then it died off, and then they came back with the Culling 2 and it died off. I think there was only like 8 players. I'm not even kidding. The player count for that was really, really, really low. But guess what? They're back again for a third time. Why is everybody talking about this? Because you have to pay to play matches. You have to first buy the game, and then if you want to play online matches, you have to pay for each match. You get one free game, and then after that free game, you have to pay. And it's a battle royale. You could drop in and die immediately, and guess what? Pay up, sucker. Now they made a recent change where instead of one free game a day, you get 10. It doesn't matter. This is the dumbest thing I have ever heard. And then they said, oh, you can play offline matches and get, you know, they call them tokens. You get like free to play tokens. You can play offline and get tokens to play online for free. Whoa. Yeah, because that's why people buy a battle royale, is to play offline. Like, this is hands down the dumbest business decision I've seen in a long time. Making people pay to buy your game, and then making them pay for each match afterwards, once their daily limit of free matches runs out. The worst monetization system ever implemented in the history of planet Earth, probably. I know I joke around about other game developers or other games, but this takes the cake. I don't even know how much it costs to buy a match, maybe like $1. I'd love to see the numbers for this. I would love to see how many people bought this. And the company that makes it, Zavient, I don't even know how to say that. I like how last week I was saying don't ever question my pronunciation skills, and then here I am failing to even know how to say this company's name. Xaviant. What are you doing? Like, this has to be a decision by one of the people at the top of that company, who's just said, this is what we're doing, and whatever I say goes, and that's that. I have a very hard time believing these people had a meeting. This system was brought up saying, well, we're going to make people play for each match. And then everyone there was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then they pop champagne. No. You can't be that dumb. You just cannot be that dumb. So the game's going to die if it's not dead already. And this company's probably done for. I don't know how you recover from this. I know they make other games, but people are going to remember this. And good luck getting anyone to support you. And I like on their website, they have a little slogan that says, you will feel everything. Yeah. And it's trademarked, by the way. It has a little trademark symbol next to it. That's funny. Well, I have a feeling you're going to be feeling bankruptcy, so have fun with that. And I saw someone sum this up perfectly. They said this is an arcade machine. And they're 100% correct. Because when you go to an arcade and you want to play something, pop in a few quarters, right? And when you get a game over, if you want to continue playing, pop in some more quarters. It's exactly what this is. The only difference is, at an arcade, you don't own those machines. You don't have to buy them. Put a few quarters in and you play. This game, though, you have to buy it, and then proceed to put more quarters in. I believe it's only on Xbox right now. Like originally, the Culling was on PC, but then when it went down and it came back, went down, and now it's on Xbox, and then maybe, I don't know. It's not worth it. Who cares? Just don't buy it. I don't know if this is a publicity stunt or something just to get people talking, and then they're going to change everything and make it a decent game. Even if that did happen, I think the damage is already done. I can't think of an easier way to make me angry than to play a battle royale game and make me pay money for each match, just so I could die immediately, and then pay again, die right away, and then pay again, and again, and again. Like, this is just insane to me. The Culling. More like the Nulling. Moving on, Nintendo announced a brand new Paper Mario game, Paper Mario, the Origami King. A new paper-crafted Mario adventure unfolds on Nintendo Switch. The kingdom has been ravaged by an origami menace. Join Mario and his new partner, Olivia, as they team up with unlikely allies like Bowser and the Toads to battle evil folded soldiers. Try to free Princess Peach's castle free from the clutches of King Ollie in this comedy-filled adventure only on the Nintendo Switch system. Comedy-filled adventure? This is no laughing matter, Nintendo. New abilities and new battles. Use the 1,000-fold arms ability to extend your arms to interact with the environment and solve puzzles. In battle, line up scattered enemies and plan your attack to maximize damage with the new ring-based battle system that requires both puzzle-solving skills and a quick wit. The Origami adventure begins on July 17th. Isn't that the same day as Ghost of Tsushima? Did I not just say that? July 17th? I think so. But that's pretty cool, Nintendo, though. They just announced the game and it's already coming out 2 months later. Respect, respect, respect. I know I don't really talk about Nintendo or Mario much, but I actually do like the Paper Mario games. There's just something about them. I don't know what it is. Alright, and lastly this week for gaming, we have Unreal Engine 5, the new engine from Epic. They showed a demo of it running on the PlayStation 5. So if you want to see some PS5 gameplay, I'll put a link to this in the description as well. It's running on Vimeo, not YouTube. I mean, there is a version of it on YouTube, but YouTube's compression sucks. All the pixelation and... I hate it. I really do hate it. I wish YouTube would... Whatever. Vimeo looks better, but it's not as smooth as YouTube. Like, when I was watching the video, it would just, like, freeze. The picture would freeze, but the audio wouldn't. And whatever. If you want to watch on YouTube, watch on YouTube. If you want to watch on Vimeo, watch on Vimeo. Okay, great. This is what they had to say. We just released a first look at Unreal Engine 5. One of our goals in this next generation is to achieve photorealism on par with movie CG in real life and put it within practical reach of development teams of all sizes through highly productive tools and content libraries. Nanite virtualized micro-polygon geometry frees artists to create as much geometric detail as the eye can see. Nanite virtualized geometry means that film-quality source art comprising hundreds of millions or billions of polygons can be imported directly into Unreal Engine. Anything from ZBrush sculpts to photogrammetry scans to CAD data. And it just works. Whoa, settle down there, Todd Howard, jeez. Nanite geometry is streamed and scaled in real time, so there are no more polygon count budgets, polygon memory budgets, or draw count budgets. There is no need to bake details to normal maps or manually author LODs, and there is no loss in quality. I think my IQ just increased reading that. Lumen is a fully dynamic global illumination solution that immediately reacts to scene and light changes. The system renders diffuse inner reflection with infinite bounces and indirect specular reflections in huge, detailed environments at scales ranging from kilometers to millimeters. Artists and designers can create more dynamic scenes using Lumen, for example, changing the sun angle for time of day, turning on a flashlight, or blowing a hole in the ceiling, and indirect lighting will adapt accordingly. Lumen erases the need to wait for lightmap bakes to finish and to author lightmap UVs, a huge time saving when an artist can move a light inside the Unreal Editor and lighting looks the same as when the game is on a console. Numerous teams and technologies have come together to enable this leap in quality. To build large scenes with nanite geometry technology, the team made heavy use of the Quixel Megascans library, which provides film-quality objects up to hundreds of millions of polygons. To support vastly larger and more detailed scenes than previous generations, PlayStation 5 provides a dramatic increase in storage bandwidth. The demo also showcases existing engine systems such as Chaos Physics and Destruction, Niagara VFX, Convolution Reverb, and Ambisonics rendering. Unreal Engine 5 will be available in preview in early 2021 and in full release in late 2021, supporting next-generation consoles, current-generation consoles, PC, Mac, iOS, and Android. So if you want to check out that demo or read what I basically just read, then check out the link in the description. The CEO of Epic Games, Tim Sweeney, talked about the PS5 briefly. He praised it, calling the hardware absolutely phenomenal, providing an unprecedented amount of graphics power while the storage architecture blows past architectures out of the water. He defined the storage solution far ahead of the current highest-end PCs. Sony's storage system is absolutely world-class, and not only the best in classic consoles, but the best in any platform. Welcome to the team, Timmy. Alright, moving on to music, we have a brand spanking new song from Northlane. It's called Enemy of the Night. They're releasing a wine that I believe goes by the same name, if I am not mistaken. And this is a bonus track from their previous album, Alien, which came out last year. I don't know if they're doing like a deluxe release of it and putting this song on, or if this is just a one-off thing, but it doesn't matter. It's a new song, and it's pretty good. The lyrics might be a little personal. They sound pretty personal, and it's just good stuff. I like this new era of Northlane. I like it a lot. I don't think the song is officially out yet. I don't think it comes out until Wednesday Australian time, so pretty much Tuesday afternoon for America at least, because, time zones. But the reason I've heard it is because someone found the link, the YouTube link for it. It's unlisted right now, so people have been passing that link around, hearing it a little bit early. Nothing wrong with that. I'll put that link in the description, of course. And then we have a new song from Volumes called Pixelate. It's pretty decent, And then the first single they released a few months ago, also pretty decent. So, I don't know if he's even the original vocalist. I think he was. We'll just say he was. The original vocalist came back alongside their other vocalists that they have. So there's two vocalists in the band. And both songs are just screaming the whole time. Even though both of the guys are fully capable of singing. I don't know why there isn't any singing. I feel like if you're going to have two vocalists, there should be a dynamic between them. But just to have them both scream the whole time, I don't know. It's just, I need more, And it also doesn't help that I can't tell the two apart. They sound so similar to me. So hopefully the rest of the album actually has some singing on it so we can hear them do their thing. Have one guy scream, the other guy sing, switch, I don't know. Something besides just screaming the whole time. On to my weekly pick of the week. This week it's an article. We're going to do some reading. It was written by Dave Grohl, who is the vocalist of Foo Fighters and the drummer of Nirvana. He's basically just talking about concerts, why we go to concerts, what concerts mean to people, the excitement, and then suddenly concerts not existing because of the world right now. It's just really well written, and it's a good read, so check it out, I guess. I can't wait for concerts to come back. If I had known that the last concert I went to was going to be the last one I was going to go to until at least 2021 probably, I would have soaked it in a bit more. Hopefully the world returns to normal soon. I saw something about some music venues actually having shows but to smaller crowds and spacing people out. So basically, if the venue has a capacity of 1,000 people, they'll only let in about 200. That way people can space out, but I don't know if that would work. One, it would be kind of weird for the audience. It would be weird for the band. I don't think bands would really even agree to doing that because money. If you're a band that plays in front of 1,000 people and suddenly you're playing in front of 1/5 of that, that's a pretty big difference. You're losing out on a lot of money just because of that. You gotta travel to other cities. You have to pay crew members. You have to pay yourself. You gotta pay for gas. You gotta pay for food. Or are bands that play in front of 1,000 people going to get pushed up into bigger venues? So say a 5,000 capacity venue and then 1,000 people go in there and split up. And then maybe bands that play in front of 200 people go into the 1,000 capacity venues. That would make the most sense. It's just for these bands to play in bigger venues, not to play in their normal venues with smaller crowds. Because if they play in a bigger venue with their normal size crowds, they would at least still be making the money they're expecting to make, instead of making 1/5 of what they're supposed to make. You see, okay. It's complicated. There's a lot that has to go on. Whatever. Weird story of the week time. I was starting to confuse myself, so I need to move on. Police in Louisa, Virginia took to social media on Saturday in hopes of finding 2 men accused of robbing a convenience store on May 6th with watermelons on their heads. Surveillance cameras at a Sheetz, that's the name of the store. We don't have those here because, West Side. The cameras caught them in the act, but they managed to elude authorities thanks to their brilliant disguises. That is until Sunday when authorities arrested 20-year-old Justin Rogers. Police are still on the lookout for a second person. So what they did was they cleaned out the inside of 2 watermelons, cut out little eye holes, and put them on their heads. Candace Went, a customer at the convenience store where the robbery took place, thought the disguises fell in that thin line between stupid and clever. I think it's ridiculous. Innovative, but ridiculous, Went told WRIC-TV. The amount of work that you have to do to actually hollow out a watermelon and to stick it on your head, I think it's kind of crazy. Thanks, Candace. Thank you for listening. You can find the links to the other services that this podcast is on in the description. You can also find the links to my Twitter, Twitch, and Discord if you want to follow me there and chit chat. More links in the description to the music stuff, the state of play, whatever else I said. There's just all I do is post links, apparently. Make sure to stay safe, and with that said, I'll talk to you next week. Later.